Man, it's really good to finally see Call of Duty winning again. It's been really easy to make fun of the franchise and the games over like the last, I don't know, 5 or so years because, well, they just have underperformed, especially towards our expectations as fans. I would say for the most part that a lot of us just have either, grown out of Call of Duty or the recent games just weren't up to our expectations. Even World War II, which I don't think is a bad game, didn't really live up to the hype. I mean, this was supposed to be the game that really brought it all back, right? But it just didn't. And I have to say, man, I don't know how possible it really would have been without Blackout. I have played both of the multiplayer beta and the Blackout beta, so I've, played both betas, and I have to say, I do think Blackout is definitely better than multiplayer in this game, which is crazy, but I mean, I digress, I guess, but like, it's just weird to think that Call of Duty has been, making multiplayer for I don't even know how long. It's been in, I think, every game since, like, Call of Duty 2. I don't really remember off the top of my head, but I mean, I've been playing Call of Duty multiplayer since Black Ops 1. And to see something that wasn't zombies outperform the multiplayer so significantly has just, it's kind of been eye-opening. See, these are the kinds of changes that I've been talking about all this time. I always say that Call of Duty doesn't innovate in the right ways. We want some sort of innovation, but we want that old classic Call of Duty formula. Blackout was kind of what this franchise needed. If I'm being honest, it really is. I mean, Battle Royale is just so popular right now, and it just matches that criteria. It's a good innovation for the series because it brings something we've never seen before, and it's pretty good, but it keeps that old Call of Duty formula. It has all of the Black Ops universe in it. It's got all the guns, it's got vehicles, it has all the characters and locations on the map. It's just really kick-ass. So I just want to talk about Blackout, talk about changes and things that I think need to be made to it, and why I think that Blackout is probably Call of Duty's last real chance to compete on the big stage. Now, the first thing I really want to talk about is competitive Call of Duty, because I am a fan of competitive COD. I'm an E-United fan primarily, but I've noticed that competitive COD isn't really at a stage that you would think it would be, especially as a top-selling game every year. Honestly, it's just never really there. It did pretty well, I would say. I went to the last event. I went to Champs for 2018, and there were a lot of people there, but still, Call of Duty just has never really been a huge esport, in my opinion. Like, I've never really put Call of Duty up there with, like, the Overwatch League, League of Legends, even, like, CSGO's tournaments. Like, CSGO tournaments still rack in huge viewerships. They have a whole shit ton of teams from so many different places. Honestly, from what I saw, the best thing that really competed against Blackout throughout this beta was the Boston 2018 CSGO tournament. It was constantly getting nearly 500,000 viewers when I was looking at it, and, that was kind of what Blackout was averaging. Maybe it was even doing better than Blackout. CSGO was always, up there when the tournament was live. But Call of Duty's tournaments have always been a little bit lackluster, I would say. I never really got into COD competitive until last year, especially watching it, but there's a lot of changes that are supposed to be made. Like, there's a huge rumor going around right now that instead of 4v4 they're gonna switch it to 5v5, which I don't know how that's gonna do, but I think what we really overlook is that Blackout really opens up a lot of avenues to expand competitive COD, because we saw Fortnite Friday, we saw Epic Games' tournament, and these are huge tournaments for Fortnite, and all Call of Duty really has to do is do something like that. Keemstar even talks about moving Friday Fortnite over into a Blackout tournament, and we've already seen a bunch of the biggest streamers play Blackout. Ninja, Shroud, Courage, Tfue, pretty much everyone. Dr. Disrespect has been playing Blackout, and everyone seems to be enjoying it. They've already even announced the first Blackout tournament called the Doritos Bowl, which is kind of cringy, I'm not gonna lie. But you know what, man? If they can keep really bringing these tournaments and stuff with big name sponsors and just, garner massive viewerships and get people interested into the competitive aspects of Call of Duty games, that's gonna benefit the franchise far down the road. That's not just going to be here. If you can take people who are coming into the Call of Duty franchise, playing Blackout, and turn them into competitive COD fans and multiplayer as well, that's just going to help even if none of the other games have Battle Royale. Honestly, I don't see them ever doing another, like, Blackout thing in a Call of Duty game, honestly, but, it just was a really good innovation, and I think it has a lot of potential when it comes to competitive aspects. On top of that, it just seems like everyone's really enjoying it. I haven't met very many people who don't like it. All the big name streamers streamers I can think of pretty much enjoy it. I don't think I've ever seen anyone say they hated it, and you know, it just overall I think it's really fun. And that's a really good thing, because if you can get all these big name streamers not even like switching over from Fortnite, but just like maybe even balancing out just Blackout and Fortnite, that's still going to help the game immensely, because I think streamers have been definitely, I guess, underrated when it comes to the impact that they've had on Fortnite. Blackout's going to compete, man. Whether you like it or not, Blackout really is going to compete. I mean, if people didn't like it already, it would be pretty well known that the community does not like this game. And as far as I can tell, which, like I said, from all the biggest YouTubers I watch, all the way to the streamers, and even like my friends and stuff, I haven't really met anyone who hates it. Like I said, I don't think this is going to be the Fortnite killer or anything, but I mean, if I were H1Z1 in PUBG, I'd be kind of scared right now, because in my opinion, after playing, you know, both of those games, honestly, I think Blackout is a better game already than both of them, and Blackout is still only in beta. It's better optimized, I think the gameplay's better, and honestly, I'll have more people to play Blackout with than H1Z1 or PUBG, because, well, honestly, most people just aren't really into those games. The biggest battle royale, without a doubt, is Fortnite. I think we all know this. I think Fortnite and Blackout can easily coexist. They're different enough. I mean, if you look at the game, and you play Fortnite, you look at Blackout, you play Blackout, they're not really the same. I mean, yeah, there are a couple aspects of it that are pretty similar, but even then, I hate when I see people say, oh, Call of Duty ripped off Fortnite. And usually this is said by people who haven't played the game, but this game is immensely different than any Fortnite game I've ever played. So, I mean, I can definitely see the similarities between it and PUBG, but even then, it just does PUBG's things better than PUBG, so. And another good thing is, I think this might finally be the year in which we see the community for Call of Duty really come back here on YouTube. I've seen most of the Call of Duty community on YouTube actually kind of just transfer over to Fortnite, and I think that with this game and Blackout in particular, we're definitely going to see a resurgence of Call of Duty content on YouTube, on Twitch, pretty much everywhere. Because this is the most hyped the Call of Duty community has been in years. This is the first real win Call of Duty has taken in years. I'm a huge fan of the franchise. I play pretty much every COD, except for Infinite Warfare. I played like, I think 2 hours total of that game, but even then, like, I play every Call of Duty game. And honestly, I haven't really been impressed overall with a game since Black Ops 3, and even to say that a game is great was definitely back to Black Ops 2. World War II was pretty okay. I mean, it was decent after the patches and everything, and how, you know, Michael Condrey left and everything. Definitely made the game a lot better. But I mean, the overall stigma around that game never really changed. This is the first year where I can, you know, definitively say that I'm excited for Call of Duty to come back. This might really be Call of Duty's year. And honestly, if all these rumors about the future are true, dude, I'm telling you, the next couple years for Call of Duty are going to be something else. Because while we have Battle Royale and I guess an okay to good multiplayer, honestly, I think Black Ops 4's multiplayer is a bit lackluster. I mean, it's good. I'd even go as far to say as it's probably better than World War II, I would say, but it ain't no Black Ops 2. It just isn't. But a lot of people really enjoy the multiplayer, so of course Call of Duty's going to do fine on that aspect. It's a Black Ops game, it's Call of Duty, it's going to be a top-selling game regardless. Maybe not the top-selling game because of games like Red Dead Redemption 2, but with the multiplayer coming out that we all, you know, somewhat enjoy, I would say. And then Blackout, which is, you know, getting a lot of love even from non-Call of Duty players. And of course, fan-favorite Zombies is looking perfect as well. I mean, this might really be the year that we see a resurgence for Call of Duty. And I'm not saying we're going back to the heights of Call of Duty, right? We're not going all the way, but like, we're not reaching that height we hit in like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2 and 3. We're not hitting that golden age again, but maybe Call of Duty can set itself into a new golden age, especially if Blackout comes out even better than it is in beta. Multiplayer does well, competitive Call of Duty expands even further this year, and of course if the rumors are true and next year we see Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 come out, I think that Call of Duty might really be back on that win streak. I mean, I don't know yet. We don't know yet. I mean, it could definitely not happen. They could screw it all up, and I wouldn't even be that shocked. But Call of Duty, you finally did something right. Anyways, so the final changes and things that I think need to be made to Blackout. They say that they've made changes to the armor, but even then, dude, the armor is fucking ridiculous, okay? The time to kill in Black Ops 4 is significantly higher than, you know, I'm used to in a Call of Duty game. So it takes like, I don't know, it depends obviously, but it takes a decent amount of shots to drop somebody. And then when you add in the fact that they have armor, especially if it's like a level 3 armor, they're pretty much impossible to kill. I have legitimately put 20 plus shots into somebody with level 3 armor and not killed them. And I mean that with every word, okay? I have literally shot someone with almost an entire clip, hit after hit, went back, and watched it. It's ridiculous. Even though they say they've made changes to the armor, level 3 armor needs to be gone regardless. They need to just take that out of the game. Level 2 armor needs to only come in supply drops. It doesn't need to block against headshot damage, and level 1 armor should only add 50 health. I'm pretty sure I saw that on Twitter. I can't remember who said it, but, you know, I did see that on Twitter, and I think it's a good idea. Also, I think Nero Cinema was right when he says we need different colored hit markers for vehicles compared to actual people. If you haven't noticed, say, like, someone's in one of the big trucks, if you shoot at that truck, you get the same hit marker you do on the person, so you don't know if you're hitting the person or the car. I think they did say this change was coming, however, it wouldn't be hotfixed into the beta. That definitely needs to be changed because I would love to know whether or not I'm hitting the car or the person so I can just stop shooting or find a different way to kill them. So obviously I think we need a little bit of some buffs to the pickups. The pickups are still a little bit funky, even though they, you know, significantly increase the speed in which you pick things up. I think the best thing they can do is make it to where the icon to pick things up comes up for the player at a farther distance, and it can come up at a point where you can stay, like, looking up. That way you don't have to look down at something, and you're basically screwed in any gunfight that you might get into while picking something up at that point. They need to make all items that come off of a dead body just drop on the ground. That way you can easily go through and pick up what you want right off the ground instead of having to search a backpack that might get you killed. This is one of the best parts of Fortnite that we don't see in Blackout, I would say personally, and I think it would just honestly make things better. We need to have a few descriptions added to some of these perks, because even though I've been playing all week, I still don't know what some of these perks do, because honestly I don't have time to go into the inventory, hover over it, and read whatever description it lists on the right? I don't have that time because I'm, you know, gonna get shot at. Someone's gonna run up and try and kill me. I don't have time to just look around and read descriptions. I think maybe if it came across the screen, like read the description, the name, and the icon, I think that would be good. That way I can still at least, you know, have some sort of hold in a gunfight, and I'm not screwed trying to read an inventory slot or something. Overall, I think Blackout's really good. This is definitely the best Call of Duty has done in a very long time, and I'm happy, man. I'm just overall really happy with the game. Zombies isn't going to disappoint me. Multiplayer is hopefully going to even get better than it did in the beta. I hated the multiplayer at the beginning of the beta. It was pretty okay, pretty good, I would say, getting in towards the end. And Blackout is just awesome, man. I really enjoy this mode. Black Ops 4 might really end up surprising me, man. I mean, even with no campaign, I just still might really enjoy this game, dude. Call of Duty is finally taking W's again, boys. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, guys, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're brand new around here. Follow me on Twitter at @SubToOptimus. Not that many of you are following me there, and it pisses me off, so go follow me. Join the Discord down below and go buy some merch down below as well. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, playing Blackout. Wait, never mind. It's over tomorrow, and signing out.